So it's a great lower body and spine targeted gentle yoga class. We're going to begin in just a moment. All you need is a mat or a carpet and a pillow. So go ahead and grab a pillow. It could be smaller than this. This is a couch pillow. It can be a bed pillow. Just have that handy. You may want it later. We'll put it off to the side for now. All right, so once again, I'm Johanna, owner of Onsight Chiropractic in Berkeley, and here to lead your gentle yoga class for this Monday morning. Go ahead and begin by coming to the center of your mat, your space. Bring your feet together and bring your heels together. Feel free to close your eyes. I'll guide you through with my voice. I simply want you to start standing this morning. So if you close your eyes, you'll feel the extra challenge of your balance. You'll notice a little bit of swaying as your body self-corrects and tries to find its center. So just notice your feet on the floor. Notice the weight of your body equal into both feet. And then notice the weight distribution from balls to heels of your feet. So maybe even add a little bit of a sway from balls to heels for a moment until you find that center point for yourself. Once again, feel free to close your eyes as we begin here. Standing tall, squeeze your legs together so you feel your inner thighs touch, you feel your ankle bones touch. You feel your spine growing taller, and your head feeling light because it's centered on your spine. So notice a little draw back of your chin. Notice a drop in your shoulders. Let your hands just fall by your sides. And then we'll integrate with the standing posture our breath. And I like to guide people to do a count of 4 for the inhalations and count of 4 for the exhalations, nice and slowly. And I'll talk you through the first round of breath. Exhale all the air out. And inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause the breath. Then exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause the breath. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause the breath. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause the breath. So you get the idea here. Feel free to continue that slow count of 4 to yourselves for each inhalation and each exhalation. And with that guidance, we'll go ahead and start the movement practice. So go ahead and open your eyes and then roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Do this a few times. All the while continuing your attention on your breath. In through your nose, out through your nose or mouth. And let's wiggle the whole body here a little bit. So take all the limbs, your legs, your arms, feel your ankles and your wrists swaying or shaking out. And we're just getting used to this posture, the strength of it. And then on your next movement here, we're going to be stepping forward and lifting the right knee up off the floor like we were before. So we're going to go move up to standing, grabbing the knee, pausing here, and stepping it back again, airplane arms. Do this twice more. Step forward to balance, and step back, airplane arm lunge. And again, stepping forward. Feel all the strength in that standing leg. And stepping back, airplane arms. From here, drop your knee to the floor. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take the arms into what we call eagle arms. So right arm under left. Crisscross the forearms. See if you can get the hands to touch, whether it's the palms or the backs of the hands. Start to glide the arms up and down. Noticing the backs of the shoulder blades coming to a nice stretch. Easy movement. And then leave the arms a little bit low here in this eagle bind. And then low lunge. We're just going to hinge forward, bending the front knee a little bit deeper. And rocking front to back, small little rocks. Release the arms, bring the hands to the front knee. Then just go a little bit deeper with those rocks if your hips tolerate that. Nice and tall with your spine. Especially notice your right psoas up through your belly. Take the right arm up to accentuate that opening. Remembering to breathe that nice slow count of 4 on the inhalation, 4 on the exhalation. Great job. We're going to go ahead and swing back to hands and knees posture. So in between our sides here, go ahead and take a moment to find the cow pose, looking up, letting your belly drop. Finding the cat pose, curling the tailbone, rounding the spine. And just move with your breath a few more rounds. Going through these cats and cows, full flexion and full extension of your spine. And after the final one here, we're going to come up and resume to the second side. So step your right foot forward on your mat. Back toes touch, hands to hips, and lift that back knee off the floor. Take a moment just to soften the back knee, squaring off your hips. So a little bend in the back leg, a deep bend in the front leg. Make sure that knee is staying approximately right on top of the ankle. And take the arms, lift them high for a moment, and then straighten up that back knee. And staying in the high lunge, just tilt forward, but reach the hands back, airplane arms. We're going to do this stepping forward into the balancing knee hold. And we'll move with that hop forward, balance, grab below the knee, step back, airplane arms. And we'll do that twice more. Stepping forward, just noticing the challenges in your balance. I noticed the challenges for me this morning. Arms back, airplane arms. One more time, stepping forward. Grab tight, pull your knee in as close as you can. Step all the way back, airplane arms. Drop the back knee to the floor. Untuck the back toes. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll do eagle arms on the other side. So left arm under right. And then crisscross the forearms. So palms or backs of hands touch each other. Arms lift and lower. Lift and lower, and keep them low in the bind as you lower down into your lunge. So that knee, front knee, just eases forward of the ankle, and then you go into little bounces. Especially good to open up and move slowly into this side, the left hip flexors. And a couple more bounces here, getting nice and low in your low lunge. And then release the arms and set the hands down and knee back to quadruped on your mat. So that's hands and knees. And our second round of cats and cows. Inhaling perhaps to look up in cow pose, exhaling to tuck the chin, round the spine in cat. Going a few more rounds on your own. Integrating your breath cycle with the movement as best you can. And then we're going to move into a child's pose for a moment. Take the knees a little bit wide, toes touching, drop back onto your butt to your heels as you crawl your hands forward on the mat to a comfortable position for your arms and shoulders and hips and knees, and dropping your forehead to the floor. So resting in extended child for a moment. Now is a good time to reintroduce that silent count of your breath to yourself. In for 4 and out for 4. And then rising back up to hands and knees. The knees come in a little bit. So legs are parallel to one another, and we're going to walk the hands to the very front of your mat, and we're going to lower the chest down and then forehead down into puppy pose. So butt stays high and to your tolerance with your shoulders. You don't have to go all the way to the floor, but if you do, just gently tap and then rest your forehead on the floor. Couple of rounds of nice full breath. And then looking forward and crawl yourself to the front of the mat. We're going to step into a forward fold here. So get your feet about hip width distance apart. Bend your knees nice and deep here. So start by feeling your belly compress against your thighs. And then follow that with letting your head drop down, shaking out your head so your neck's nice and relaxed. Grabbing opposite elbows for a ragdoll forward fold. And it may feel good to sway a little bit left and right. Making sure that your belly stays in contact with your thighs, so as much of a knee bend as you need. And make sure your head is still nice and heavy, neck is relaxed. And then let the hands relax down. We're going to do a slow roll up to standing, keeping your head nice and relaxed and dropped until you're all the way standing. Head is the last thing to come up. Good. And then we return here to our mats. That nice standing posture. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And then step your feet wide. We're going to get down into the mat here in a moment. Drop into a low squat. Inhale, arms rise, legs straighten. Exhale, squatting down, relaxing the arms. 2 more times. Maybe going a little bit lower, these next 2, dropping down a little bit lower. Inhale, standing tall, arms nice and strong. Exhale, your lowest squat here. Bring your hands to the floor, the mat, and then we'll come down. Here's where you're going to want your pillow handy. We're going to move into a half hero's pose. So this is going to help protect your knee from a deep bend here that we're moving into next. So keep the pillow primarily under your right leg here, and you're going to step your left foot forward on the mat, and you're going to kneel down so that most of the weight here of your body is on the right hip, and that's stacking on the pillow, which is stacking on your foot, your heel. So if this in and of itself is too much compression on your knee, then what you'll want to do is double over your pillow or grab a second pillow. With the left leg that's straight ahead, flex the ankles. Use your hands here to find your center, find your balance. And then carefully, to move deeper into the opening of your thigh, you're going to walk your hands back on your mat. Now you stop when it feels like it's an appropriate stretch and lengthening. And then I want you to pay attention to your belly. See if you can pull the belly into the spine, dropping the tailbone, pulling the belly into the spine, dropping the tailbone in. And that should accentuate the stretch that you feel in your right quadriceps at the moment. All the while, left leg stays straight and strong, ankle flexed. And you're carefully, gently driving the right knee, the bent knee, down in toward the mat. So you don't want it to lift up. So drawing and grounding that bent knee into the mat. Staying here for another couple of breaths. Trying to stay balanced on your pillow so you're not leaning into one side or the other, but pelvis stays nice and square. And then we'll walk back in carefully. We're going to roll off of the pillow, straighten out the right leg. We're going to lie onto the mat here in between sides. Hands behind the thighs as you gently lower yourself down, curling the spine so that one vertebra drops into the mat at a time. And then lastly, your head drops down. You're in a fully supported supine position. Take the arms back up overhead. Do a nice full body stretch, full body reach. And then take that right knee in towards you. Grab behind your thigh. So interlace your hands behind the right thigh. And you're going to just open up the circulation in that right leg. Open up the hamstring motion by bending and straightening that right leg a few times. And then with a comfortable stretch in the right leg, keep the foot lifted to the ceiling and flex and point your ankle. So now getting some motion and mobility into that full sciatic nerve, which tracks all the way from your spine, your low back, all the way to your foot. So notice that sensation of stretching and slackening through the back of your right leg. And then draw your right knee into your chest deeply. So pull your right knee towards your right shoulder. And then we're going to gradually find our way into a twist. So left hand on right thigh. I need you to begin to twist your spine as the knee moves toward the opposite side of the mat. Outstretch the right arm and then gaze toward the right arm gently. Head is still completely rested on the floor. Reintegrate that awareness to your breath. And then we'll come back to center. Bring both knees up towards your chest. We're gonna rock and roll, as we say, all the way up and down the spine. So lifting your head. This is in an effort to come to seated. So rocking gently, keeping your chin tucked as you do so, until you want to come all the way up to a seated position. And then we'll move to the other side for half hero's pose with the assist of our pillow. Right leg will stretch out long on the mat. Left knee bends nice and deeply, propping yourself up so that that pillow can slide nicely between your calf and your thigh. So sitting down, balancing your pelvis. Again, grabbing as many pillows as you need so that your knee is not in any pain. Straightening and lengthening the right leg on the floor, flexing the right ankle. And from here, go ahead and begin by finding that pull in of the belly, drop of the tailbone. So it's almost like you're hollowing out the front belly, the abdomen, and then keeping that nice and hollow in the front, you're going to slowly walk your hands back until you feel a comfortable stretch on your left thigh, all the while making sure that knee doesn't lift up off the mat. So keep the whole shin driving down into the mat as you find the right shape for you in this moment. Re-squaring off your pelvis and just breathing into the lengthening, breathing into the sensations of your left leg in particular. Final couple breaths here. And then you're going to walk the hands up. And coming up off of your pillow, setting that aside. You're going to make your way all the way into a reclined position, resting on the mat. We have our visitor. Oftentimes, we have the pleasure of welcoming our little baby into the picture. So Ellie's going to help us with our final couple poses here on the mat. Right, hon? So you're going to recline all the way back. Stretch out your legs and then reach your arms back. Take a full body stretch. And then draw the left knee into your chest. So pull the thigh in, interlacing your hands behind your left thigh. Then we're going to bring the left foot up and down. So reintegrating some circulation into that left leg and some nice gentle lengthening in the hamstring. Do this a few more times, just simply bending and straightening the left leg. And then the next time your foot is up in the air with an almost straight leg, you're going to flex knees and point your ankle. So it's fine to keep a little bend in the knee here. You almost want to have that little bend in the knee so that you can gently glide the sciatic nerve all along the back, all along and through the back, hamstrings, calf, all the way into the foot. Great job. And we'll move into our spinal twist here. So grab the knee, pull in deep, knee toward left shoulder, and then guide your knee across your body with the right hand. And head stays relaxed and supported on the floor or the mat. And then you want to outstretch the left hand along the floor and look toward that hand. Last couple breaths here, really let the belly expand and deflate with the breath. And then rolling onto your back, we're going to bend both knees. Reach through and grab your feet or your ankles. And see if you can connect the soles of the feet. So a supine Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet touch each other. A little bit of a left and right sway. And keep the contact of your feet as you lower your legs to the mat. You can always add a little support with the hands lifting up. See if you can challenge yourself to find a gentle opening for the inner thighs, keeping the soles of the feet touching and fully resting into the floor. We'll close here with a Supta Baddha Konasana. Feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. Thank you for practicing yoga with me this morning. And I look forward to seeing you guys in a week. Same time, same place next Monday.